Some incidents or stories are intentionally mistold or obscured. There is often a deeper, frightening truth behind it. Welcome to Alien Area. Shadow of Mystery. In the mysterious town of Harrowbrook, where the thin veil between reality and the paranormal is torn, an eerie secret lies buried beneath the moonlit nights. Whispers of alien abductions and dark experiments echo through the murky streets, captivating the minds of those who dare approach them. Our story begins with the unsuspecting victim Thomas Blackwood, a man plagued by inexplicable fears that haunt him in the midnight hours. Paralyzed by an invisible force, he feels the icy grip of fear tightening around his heart, unable to escape the clutches of these otherworldly tormentors. Desperate for answers, Thomas turns to hypnosis in hopes of solving the mystery that has haunted him since childhood. Under the guidance of a renowned hypnotherapist, Thomas delves into the depths of his subconscious and brings long-forgotten memories to light. To his amazement, he discovers that his nocturnal visitors are not mere figments of his imagination, but extraterrestrial beings who have been watching him for years. Truth unravels like a thread, revealing a hidden dimension that exists parallel to our own. Thomas is drawn into their spaceship through the fabric of his bedroom wall and finds himself confronted with creatures far more frightening than the infamous Greys. Confined to a cold metal chair, he becomes a helpless pawn in their insidious experiments, his body and mind subjected to unspeakable horrors. As news of Thomas's nightmarish encounters spreads, a woman from a distant region, Amelia Fairfield, comes forward and recounts an eerily identical experience. The undeniable similarities between their accounts spark a spark of curiosity among a small group of people determined to uncover the truth behind these malicious visits.
Visit my fan shop alienaria.myspreadshop.com and view my designs. I have men's, women's, children's and baby fashion. I also have accessories such as hats, mugs, water bottles and bags. Take a look, you are very welcome. Alien Area, the slightly different shop.
Ralph Saller hears about this story and wants to know more. Ralph Saller is a paranormal investigator, and together with his team he makes his way to the small town of Harrowbrook to meet with Thomas and Amelia. When he and his team reached the town in the heart of England, they immediately felt at home. Harrowbrook is a sleepy little town with old little houses and beautiful front gardens. Thomas' house is located a little outside. Thomas and Amelia are visibly relieved and are already waiting for Ralph and his team. In the interview, Thomas and Amelia show the investigators the scars and bruises that both of them received from their nighttime tormentors. Ralph and his team decide to stay in the house to document the activities and to help the two tormented people. Ralph's team installs motion detectors, cameras and sensors, and then they go to sleep to be ready for the nocturnal visitors. The paranormal investigators don't yet know what kind of world-destroying adventure they're about to embark on. It's midnight and Ralph Saller and his team are watching the surveillance cameras and see Thomas and Amelia sleeping. when suddenly the lights go out and the camera blurs images. A bright bluish light covers the entire house. Ralph and his employees are immediately motionless. In his paralysis, Ralph sees in horror how small dwarf-like creatures with large heads and large, expressionless black eyes simply penetrate the house wall without any effort. These have narrow bodies and go towards Amelia and Thomas. They touch them lightly and Thomas and Amelia float through the wall. One of these creatures comes very close to Ralph and touches him too. Ralph feels himself losing the ground beneath his feet. He also floats through the wall of the house as if it didn't exist. He is shocked to find that a UFO has landed in the garden. Ralph floats into the UFO and sees several vessels with distorted half-human and half-alien creatures. He realizes, horrified, that these beings are doing experiments on us. But why? These creatures take him to a chair. In front of him are two steel tables where Thomas and Amelia lie awake but unable to move. A door opens and a boy and a girl enter. They both start hugging Thomas and Amelia. Thomas and Amelia must be her parents, Ralph realizes. These children are hybrids mixed with the alien genes. One of these creatures comes to Ralph and points to the wall. A recording is played. Ralph sees a village in the middle of the jungle where children and strange-looking adults live together. Ralph now understands that these aliens live among us on Earth thanks to genetic manipulation. Thomas and Amelia float out of the spaceship again. The creature standing next to Ralph has a long needle in his hand and inserts it through Ralph's belly button. The hellish pain causes Ralph to pass out. Ralph is shaken and opens his eyes. One of his colleagues tells him that he has simply passed out. Ralph can't remember anything, it's like the film is broken. He is surprised to notice the incredible pain in his stomach. He later observes the camera recordings and realizes that they are unusable after midnight. He knows that something beyond normal has happened here. He decides to see a hypnosis therapist. There is a knock on the door. Ralph opens it and two oversized men in black suits stand in front of it. They show Ralph and his employees their government IDs and instruct them to stop the investigation or there will be legal consequences for him and his team. Grumpy and annoyed, they take down the cameras and say goodbye to Thomas and Amelia. A few days later at the hypnotist, Ralph realizes after his session that planet Earth and its people are in the midst of an invasion that is being kept secret by government agents. Ralph just wonders why this event is being kept quiet. Is this case just the tip of the iceberg? What is the real reason for this mixing of genes? Will humans be genetically eradicated to make way for a new species? End of the story.